Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Andy, and you are watching episode 13 of Building the Boss Board. It is February 3rd, and we've got a fairly sweet pickup here today. I've just tested my clean sound, haven't tested the pedals yet. All the lights light up, so I guess I've tested that. But thought I'd get some first impressions with you all, two of you that are watching, and see what you think. So this was a Facebook Marketplace find. Saw it last night. Had to have these three, and was able to get the bass equalizer for a little bit more. So, 175 for the four of them, which is 43.75 a piece. I kind of look at it more like these were 55, this was 40, this was 25. Whatever, it doesn't matter. 1986, excuse me. This is made in Japan. The rest are not Malaysia, Taiwan. Recently learned that newer pedals are made in Malaysia. The more you know. Been curious about finding one of these super octaves. Assumptively, the OC5 does more. We'll have to see, but this you can add 2 octaves below whatever you're doing. You can cut out the dry signal and make it kind of like a bass. So you could maybe add this in a loop and play along over a faux bass line kind of thing. It does have a drive mode, which is pretty interesting. And then I can't recall what the poly mode does. Maybe it's one above, one below. You've got an independent level for octave 1. And then, what does this say? Min max. This knob follows the mode of whatever you've got over there. Turbo Drive OD2 level. So the unlike previous ones where pots or where knobs are missing, this one has all 4 pots. Does turn okay, so as far as we know it works okay. Level tone drive, and then turbo on or off. I guess just more gain. Right now it should be set to off. Bass equalizer, the GEB for bass 7. Again, this, kind of how I priced it out in my head, was tacked on for another 25 bucks, which is pretty sweet. Missing one slider cover, which is fine. Maybe I'll put I guess it's cracked, with the slider cover on my GE7 on there. So the difference, the reason that this is for bass, you'll see the numbers across the top are even smaller than the numbers across the top here. So being able to manipulate lower frequencies. So the guy said he just used it for guitar, which I'm sure is feasible, but I'm curious because that says 10K. 10K? Also, I guess maybe it's just a different mixture. I guess there's some numbers that are lower and some that are higher. So, maybe it's just a different flavor, different blend. So we'll try that briefly and see what that does. And then on the end, you got a Chorus Ensemble CE5. No back label on this one. These all have Velcro, but the back labels are intact. This one has no back label. I'm curious how old it is. It's beat up. It just looks kind of oldish, but I'll look at production years and be intrigued or whatever. But so plugging it into the Les Paul, neck pickup, tuning close enough. Let's just rip through these and see what we got. So octave 2. So if we turn those off, basically dry signal. Interesting. So that bouncing around you here, is it registering the low string and the high string I've got? And that's the algorithm or digitalness, whatever, searching for which note it's trying to octavate. Octavate? That's a word now. That's kind of funky. And then I think, so if I put this up, so that blends in as much guitar as there is, well, right now as there is that octave. Take that all the way out. Weird. So let's put the direct in. Let's take this octave out and put this one in, because right now we're on octave 2. Right? 2, so back to octave 1 on the higher strings. Interesting. So very much about single notes, it seems. Seems to be getting confused. So let's just double check this here. Octave 1, octave 2. So octave 2 is lower than 1. Let's turn both those off. Let's switch over to the drive. So interesting, I guess, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just interesting that you gotta, I mean, seems that one single notes are a lot better for this. Gets really nasty. So yeah, it looks like, let's just play with this again. Okay, so you got drive, how much drive, and then 1 octave. Switch over to poly. Not sure what this is. Oh, okay. Kind of subtle. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's octave, but my understanding is this will dictate how many pitches from what to what will receive that octave. So this should be more or less all of them. If I do it halfway, so more or less the bottom 3 strings or the low strings are getting the octave and the others aren't. So that's kind of interesting, leaving it available for maybe more of the rhythm strings versus the lead strings. So that's pretty cool. Moving on to the turbo overdrive. Start the level at 0 just because I don't know how crazy this can get. Bridge pickup right now. Scratchy pot. A little more muted overdrive. Bring it all the way down. Get a whole lot of nothing. Back to noon. And absolutely crazed. So let's noon these again. What do we got? All the way up. Probably level's probably about halfway there. That should be, yeah, turbo off. So that's turbo on, turbo off. So definitely hits it with more gain, maybe a little level boost too, or maybe it's simply gain. But anyway, that sounds pretty cool. Let's hit the equalizer. Not really much change, but so certainly not an octavator, but of course lower frequencies added. More rumble in the room here. Do kind of a mid push. Starts honking a little bit. Okay, level works. Kind of make it real bassy. You bridge pickup again. Interesting. So again, we've got different frequencies, but I just assumed all the numbers would be lower, but 6.4K, 10K. Oops, here we go. So correct me if I'm wrong, but looks like some even higher frequencies here being affected. So that's kind of neat, but hey, you can still tweak your guitar sound with the bass equalizer, so that's pretty cool. And then the chorus, so cleaning the bridge. Switch to neck. Nope. So let's see, this one compared to the CH1 level EQ. So the CH1 has effect level, which we've got, rate and depth, which we've got. The difference being this two knob or stacked knob, concentric knob, is that what they call it? It says filter versus the EQ here. So maybe it's not much different. Oh, whoops. Let's bring this back to the middle. Oh, these knobs are some gunk between them, so they're both spinning. Sort of does the highs. Looks like the big one is in fact lows, so if we tune this one again, so lows all the way up. What happens if we turn them both off? Interesting. So it looks like, as far as filtering, it's filtering out. So my understanding is chorus has more or less two tracks, two guitar lines that are detuned ever so slightly, and that warble is kind of what shapes the chorus. So bringing them both in, rate is your speed, depth is how detuned it is. So very fast, very tuned. Fun. funky. Maybe I've got it wrong, but that's kind of how my ears are hearing it, is sort of the blend between the two different tracks. So that's pretty cool. Well, um, so we're 13 episodes in. Many episodes ago now, you've seen basically what would it have been? 7, 8, and 9, maybe a little bit of 10. Uh, no, 7 and 8 primarily. With a little bit of 9. You've seen, pardon the dismay, extra cables. You've seen the boss board, so you've seen my mission essentially accomplished with an all boss board. I got 12 pedals on there, a huge variety, a pretty convenient platform or board to put them on, in regards to how easy they are to change with the screws instead of using Velcro, things like that. Can't wait to get the Velcro off these and hope the labels stay okay. Don't forget to check out last week's episode 2, where I talk about different ways to adhere boss pedals to your board using Velcro. But it's kind of gotten to that point now where I've got almost 30 of these freaking things in the last handful of months, which is both amazing and kind of crazy because it's getting kind of full around here. I'm thinking about creating a second board, not necessarily going and spending buku bucks on another acclaim, or a clam. I think I was corrected and it's a clam. But they recently liked my video and I think reposted it on their Instagram, so maybe I could score a minor sponsorship with them and make another one. But I've got so many pedals now that I've got extra choruses. I've got a few extra drives now, a lot actually, and some more kind of oddball modulation effects too. Extra delay. I've got that DD3 that could go on another board. Let me know your thoughts. I really should do, as obnoxious as it is, I really should do a short video of all the pedals that I've got and see about making another board. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 13 of Building the Boss Board. Remember, the deals are out there. You just got to look for them. Have a great night. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great night.